know, Mike, I may have used the wrong term there. I guess it wasn't carbonate. I guess I should say you sound real smooth and low-key and relaxed. I'll put it to you that way. It's definitely got better audio with carbon, but yeah, you sound like you're easy listening going on and talking in the background. W7MSK0DWC.
Well, no reason to backpedal. It's just that I'm on the 30K1. And of course, for honor, folks, if it's it may be too wide in audio response for folks with depending on receivers. So there can be that nuance also of intelligibility because it's out of the passband of the IF. But I decided to exercise the 30K1 and looking forward to Henry on the KWS1 this morning, W7MS. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sure you're on the second cup of coffee.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was me. I was having a heck of a time copying Chuck, but I think he's just yeah, I didn't catch everything he was saying. Yeah, that was it. He just needs to get Carla on the mic to modulate that thing. And anyhow, well, good deal. I got some things done this week. A lot of objectionable projects that had to get done. So I was able to finally, today, Friday, I was able to get to fun projects, so thank goodness for that. You know, being an adult and being slave to your adult responsibilities is it's a low point in life. Well, anyhow, this morning we're on the T3. I have no idea what is going to go poof or make smoke or the rest, but I see signal levels are good and Mike okay on the dusting off the Collins, and yeah, I was wondering what Henry's going to sound like this morning. All right, well, I will stand by for the rest of the group. W7MS, K0DWC, NU6F.
Well, turn it up now.
Let me go ahead and jump in here. WA7YBS, and I've been listening for a little bit. So anyway, it looks like we're close enough on frequency, I guess, 200 cycles high. And so anyway, good morning to Ron, Mike. I'm going to put Ron in the number 1 spot since I heard him first. I heard Mike second. So Mike is number 2, W7MS. And I heard Vern, K6VXY. And I heard Chuck mentioned. So I'm going to put Chuck down in the number 4 spot. So what I have right now is Ron, number 1 spot, NU6F. Number 2, Mike, W7MS. Number 3, Vern, K6VXY. And number 4, Chuck, K0DWC. This is a vintage military radio net, and I'll be your net control today, WA7YBS, and we're operating on 3.974 meg, and the mode is generally in the AM mode, at least try to be. And so anyway, everybody knows we assign numbers as you check in, so let's get started. Number 5 is open. If you'd like to check into the vintage military radio net, go ahead now.
KB0W, KB0W, South Lake Tahoe.
Okay, there's Frank, KB0W. Good morning, Frank. You're in the number 5 spot. Number 6 is open. Number 6 for the Vintage Military Radio Net. If you want to check in, do it now. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started here. I'm running the W6MIT 1625 rig, going into the W6MIT linear amplifier. So I've got about, I don't know, probably 60 watts or so out of the 1625 rig, and we're boosting that up to about 125 watts out of the linear amp. So both of them homebrew units from our good friend and late comrade there, W6 MIT. And the receiver is the Technical Material Corporation GPR90. Antenna is a collinear array. Microphone is a D104. So let me run down the list. Number 1, NU6F. Number 2, W7MS. Number 3, K6VXY. Number 4, K0DWC. And number 5, KB0W. Up to Ron, NU6F. Go ahead.
Okay. Good deal. Looks like signals are not as strong as they were the other day, but they're holding up communications. Well, good morning to Frank, Chuck, Vern, Mike, and I'm expecting to hear the rest of the gang show up. And I'm anxious for the squirrel report, since we know that they did the antenna work last time for Vern. Anyhow, on the T3, running 300 watts carrier on the inverted L long wire, and holy cow, I got some kind of horrible interference, and it's almost like right here on frequency. Sounds almost like a plasma TV, and actually the loop is much noisier than the long wire, so it must be one of the next door neighbors. Who knows? Whatever. The changing world of the RF environment. I'm not as worried about global warming as I am about RFI. All right. With that, take it away, Mike. Create some RFI. W7MS and U6F.
Okay, well, thank you, Ron. And hopefully we're doing a little better. Yeah, I think conditions are down, and there's even a nuance of a little rapid fading even on your signal, Ron. It's interesting on all except Henry. Henry was rock solid. And Henry, what happened to the KWS-1? You were proposing to operate that this morning, but the 1625 rig with that really nice linear amplifier is doing quite well in the Reno. So good morning to you. Also Chuck, hello Vern, Ron on his second cup of coffee, and great to hear Frank up in South Lake Tahoe this morning. So I'm running non-military today, the Collins 30K1 and the Collins Exciter 75A1 receiver, and a condenser microphone with some audio processing, primarily because if I just stick a D104 into it, I've got some asymmetry in the modulation envelope that doesn't seem curable with doing the old, let's reverse the leads on the modulator caps, but running some asymmetry correction on my $30 equalizer here seems to take care of the issue. So that's the rundown here. And I'll just throw the hook out. Didn't see you at Loomis yesterday, Ron. Did you forget or just make a decision not to travel over the hill to the swap meet? So over to Vern. Good morning, Vern. K6VXY, W7MS.
Okay, thank you, Mike. W7MS, K6VXY. Yeah, I've got quite a squirrel report, and I guess I should say thank you, squirrels, for causing me about 8 to 10 hours of work outside, but that caused me to recheck the directions of north, south, east, and west to get my antenna oriented more favorably toward you guys and a little bit more toward very north California. I haven't heard, what's his name, from, oh, there I go. This is part of the reason I'm having problems, I think, repairing things here. The age is starting to get me, memory. But anyhow, the signals are stronger. And Mike, I guess your processor, for me, I've got a pile speaker. It's a small one. It's a level 3-inch and then with a tweeter on it, a two-way speaker. And you sound much more bassy. The signals are definitely stronger for me. That moving the antenna, because that got that one end of the dipole, caused it to be a much more horizontally polarized antenna, and I think that helps. And what I'm using, at least, is squirrel proof. I borrowed the thing I got for the 40-meter antenna, which isn't quite as high, but it's got steel wire and then covered by some, I don't know, Teflon coating or whatever that rubber is that's on it. They haven't got that stuff yet. So that's going to be my solid thing for the tree that's up pretty high, and I'm going to do some more work after rainstorms next week on the antenna and stretch it even more so to favorable direction for you guys and Northern California combined. But I mentioned last week, I'm running the ICOM 7100, no, 7200, HKIT SB200, and the regular antenna fun. But anyhow, what I wanted to say is I didn't talk much last week. I was having a problem hearing you guys because the antenna had just been racked, you know. And I never was crazy about the Heathkit PTVM. And I found out, I guess, 2 weeks ago now, the reason was it was always hard to zero the thing on ohms. Well, the meter that I got sure looks good. It looks like a brand new meter, but inside there was some corrosion damage. They left the battery in there too long. They left it in too long, and it caused some rot. And but I cleaned that out. And then I got a new spring from the hardware store down the street here in Big Oak Flat. They call themselves PML Hardware. And it's a much stronger string for the negative side of the battery. And now I finally, for the first time, because I lost that the original Heathkit in the fire, but for the first time I have really good solid contact to the battery, plus and minus side. I did some sanding in there, and got a couple little 1/4-inch wrench that are little teeny guys so I can tighten up the meter to the chassis. So everything is tight and solid, and it's really steady, and it works really well. But my reason for not liking the Heathkit unit was that it seemed like it was always drifting. Well, the spring that was in the one that I just got was corroded, and it wasn't very strong. So the one I have in there now has got a lot more pressure on the backside of the battery. And it's going to be doing its work this week as I go through the step-by-step checkout of the new HX10 Marauder. And I'm just going to go through like I just built it. I bought a bunch of tubes. I got a couple 5U4s. I got some 6EB8s, a 6AL5. The other one was. I bought tubes. They weren't that expensive, $6. Ruby tubes. For anything else, this is so hopefully with the resistance checks and all this other stuff, it'll come out okay. Of course, then I learned that this was not the unit I thought it was. I thought it was a plate modulated unit because it had 75 watts out on AM, and I didn't think too much about that. And it claims 180 on CW. Well, the original thing was, I think, 100 watts, like the DX100, and then 180. I didn't notice that it was not a plate modulated unit, so it's going to be interesting to see what it sounds like. They take the lower sideband, and with the lower sideband, that to produce the AM signal. So it's going to be interesting. But this thing got dropped pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know if he's listening, but sure was helpful. Besides, he straightened out some of the pins on the tubes, and we were working as the engineer, and I was the tech, copying down all the results of the signal testing with the tube testing with the TikTok unit there. That was great. And I guess that's quite a bit for an opening, but I really like the heat kit, and it's now got 1,000 megs. Let's see, it was 100 megs per. I'm not going to look at it here. RX times 1 meg, which you need to really check this thing out. So I even though I don't have a working unit yet, I got some nice equipment. I got a real nice variac. I got a nice heat kit BTVM. And I got a nice triplet meter, and I got a little signal generator, and a scope. It isn't a great scope. It's 20 megahertz, but what I'll be doing here on 80 meters, that's just fine. So I'm sorry I gabbed a long time, but there was a lot that went on. So I will turn it over to K0DWC, who sounds a little weak today. I don't know why. This K6VXY in the group. And good morning to all.
Well, okay, Vern. Well, I'm on a D104 amplified mic. I don't know. I don't know. It could be my voice. I don't know. I'm taking a closer stance toward the mic though, so I'm not as far away from it. But I don't know. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. I guess signal report would be great, but. I don't know. I don't have a clue on this. Ball's not up yet, so she'll be able to break the window, I think. But, anyway, good morning to Henry. Sounding good on the 1625 there, Henry. And Ron, the T3 sounds good. Mike, the 30K1 sounds fantastic. Vern, you're coming in real well. Good morning to you guys, and good morning to Frank this morning. Frank, I hope you can hear me up there at the lake, KB0W. But we're running the ART13 through an inverted V, and listening on the SX28 rack mount receiver, and that's running to a BC1031 paint adapter. So that's what I've got running going on today with the D104. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay now. I'm talking a little bit louder than I was, but I'll keep it going, and I'll send it over to Frank, KB0W, to take it. This is K0VWC. Go ahead, Frank.
Okay, KWVWC, this is KB0W. Well, good morning, everybody. Ron, Mike, Vern, Henry, Chuck, everybody. I can hear everybody, but there's some that are a lot stronger than others. Ron, you're 10 over up here, and Mike 20 over. Henry is probably going to be about the same. Vern, you were about S9. I could hear you fine, and Chuck, you came up to about 10 over. Listening on a Yaesu 3000 FTDX 3000 with all the digital sound processing on, because my antenna, which points north and south, it's a dipole at 65 feet, is only about 40 feet from a high voltage power line, and it just growls. So my natural noise level here is about S10 on these receivers. I have a beautiful 75A4 here, which is absolutely useless on this frequency because unless the signals are very loud, I can't really hear them. Anyways, I'm transmitting on a beautiful W6 MIT restored Viking 500. I got about 260 watts going out into the antenna and talking into a D104. Gosh, it's fun being on. I was going to be on last week, but I missed again, overslept. And I wanted to voice my condolences over the air to John W6MIT, who is my dear friend. We spent a lot of Thanksgivings together after our divorces, and I knew him very well, and he was a really fantastic man, a great guy, great technician, and was my Elmer, my personal mentor in this. Taught me what little I know about RF. Anyways, we have a lot of good stuff going on up here. It's about 31 degrees. The lake looks beautiful. It's blue skies. I can see all the way up to north end of the lake. Skiing's pretty much over here for the year. Spring skiing, I really don't like it. And got my plane back from the mechanic in Carson City. Nice and snug back in the hangar now after its FAA annual inspection. And there's still about 2 feet of snow on the ground here, and it's melting quickly because it's going to be up to in the 50s and 60s here in the next week or two. So anyways, I'm going to try and make one more transmission after this. I think I'm going to hand it off to Henry, but I really don't know. I got here when the list was pretty young, so I think it's you, Henry, but I'll turn it over to whoever's in position 6. This is KB0W.
Okay, Frank. KB0W, WA7, YBS. And, yeah, good copy from everybody. Good signals. And, yeah, Chuck, much better with louder voice projection and getting a little closer to the mic. I think you got a lot more highs doing that, which is, you know, I guess to be expected. But anyway, yeah, it sounds a lot better. And let's go ahead and see if there's anybody else out there that wants to get in on the tail end of round 1, be number 6. So number 6 is open if you want to check in to the Vintage Military Radio Net. Do it now.
Morning, Henry. W6MQI.
Well, there's Dave, W6MQI. Go ahead and make a transmission, Dave, and turn it back to me. Go ahead, W6MQI, WA7, YBS.
Yeah, WA7YBS, W6MQI. Morning, everybody. Everybody's sounding good. Got some really weird phasing noise on some signals. Chuck, I didn't hear you before, but man, you're just booming in down here today. Excellent audio and such. So, and Mike, I concur with Vern. Your audio is a little on the bassy side, but copying you. Ron, sounding good. Henry, your 1625 sounded good. Frank, he's a little on the weak side here. A little on the weak side, but I copied him. And Vern, you're sounding good as well. Well, nothing military here, Jay. I'm on the Kenwood TS590. Outputting about 5 watts. Driving the 10-sec Titan 425. Going through the 10-sec automatic antenna coupler, which I had never seen before until I received this one. And it was a little weird at first trying to figure out how to operate it, but once I figured it out, it works really well. And it's 50 degrees here, and we have fog. Lovely morning. So, back to you, Henry, WA7YBS, W6MQI.
Okay, very good. Dave, good signal in here from Kenwood, plus a little help from the amp. So anyway, yeah, very good. Number 7's open if you want to check in, get in on the tail end of the first round of Vintage Military Radio Net. Number 7 is open. You can check in now. Do it. Okay, nothing's heard. And let's see. Let me address the KWS-1 issue. The KWS-1 works great on 40, on 20, on 15, on 10. It works great. I cannot get it to work on 80 meters without oscillating. So you think, okay, it needs to be neutralized because the KWS-1 has its own neutralizing setup for 80 meters. And when you do the neutralizing procedure, the neutralizing cap does nothing. So anyway, I checked everything out. Everything seems to be connected. You know, it goes through the band switch, which is kind of weird, but you know, you're neutralizing going through the band switch. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe when it was new, it worked. Well, I know it worked. I've had the thing 55 years, so you know, it used to work, but it just will not neutralize. It just, but I'm telling you, on 40, 20, 15, it works great. Into a dummy load on 80 meters, it seems to work great. I don't know. Anyway, the KWS-1 is a mystery, a problem set, a problem child. So anyway, that's the story on the KWS-1 there, Mike. And so with that, let's go ahead and start round 2. And let me check one more time because I haven't heard N6BCT. But let's see, if you want to be number 7, check in, get on the tail end here from the round 1. Number 7 is open. Check in now.
Commander 6, Bravo, Charlie Tango.
There he is. N6BCT. Bill, go ahead and make a transmission and turn it back to me, WA7YBS. Go ahead.
That's number 7, right? That's it. You know, it's just John. I'm going to put that in my face. I still think I'm out of my cell, otherwise, everything right here. So I'm working on factories right now. So I have to start it in. So that's enough to call of whoever it is. That's enough to call for.
Okay, Bill. N6BCT. WA7YBS. Very good. Okay. And let's go ahead and start round 2. Yeah, you are number 7 there, Bill. Dave will be turning it to you, W6MQI, and then you, Bill, turn it back to me, WA7YBS. So let's start round 2. Up to Ron, NU6F, on the T3, WA7YBS.
Okay, good deal, guys. Well, I'll tell you what, whatever that interference is here on 75, Henry, you may have an unneutralized KWS-1 on 75, but man, I have an unlicensed broadcast device. I believe it's next door. I switched over to the loop and turned around and tried getting a null, and it was sure looking like it was my next door neighbor on one side, and it kind of comes and goes. But it's I heard it last night. Now it'll disappear. No, it's about 80% duty cycle. Oh well, so I'd resort to listening to the AR on most of you guys. But anyhow, that's the name of the game. I got, let's see, what else I was going to say here. Oh, yeah, and Mike on the swap meet. Yep, forgot all about it. In fact, I was thinking about swap meets this morning as I got the coffee pot going. I was saying, you know, I'm really not looking for any gear, but I am looking for parts. Lots of parts. I need lots of parts. I'm eating them up left and right. So I said, I need to hit the swap meet up. And Loomis is usually where I picked up parts. Well, I guess I'm going to have to wait for the Cabela's one. I guess that's the next one. Unless I get motivated to go to the, I don't know when that Lincoln swap meet is. It's probably quite a bit later. But anyhow, okay, Henry, on the woes of neutralizing. Yeah, it's the one thing that when I think of neutralizing, I think of the instructions on the BC 375 for neutralizing each one of those plug-ins, and of course, like you guys bringing up, well, it's a lot easier just listening for FM and tweaking, boy. But there you go. I got Squirrel's report there from Vern. That was good to hear that at least you have the good squirrel, that maybe that's what they've been trying to do all along, Vern. They've been trying to get you to reorient that antenna, and the only thing they could do was, we're going to have to bring that one end down so we can swing it over this other side. But yeah, the steel cable should work. I got that. I'm going to anxious to see how that works when I get back to the Azores in June. I have some Dacron rope that I run over the tree at the far end of my neighbor's cornfield. That's where one end of the long wire is. And no matter what kind of rope I use, I've got the antenna down, but I do have the support rope. Always leave it over the top of the tree and then tied off at the bottom. But usually gets shredded pretty good from all the wind and whatnot. And this last year before I left, I got some aircraft cable and ran that up over. So we'll see. I'll probably find out that the sawing action of the aircraft cable has cut off 5 branches of my neighbor's tree. And 630 meters has, as usual, occupied 95% of my ham activity during the week. Lots of bench activity, as usual. And on every evening, CW was pretty weak, pretty light for QSOs this week. Only one CW QSO this week. So I was on digital modes for most. I was working on another SDR receiver, transceiver. I got from a guy that's in the Hermes Light group. That's one of the many GitHub groups with all these fancy projects. Why the Hermes Light project's been going for like 10 years, and so really I didn't use it that much after I built the thing a couple years ago. It worked really well. I thought, well, this would make a good rig to bring to the Azores, but for CW, not so great. The latency was bad, and no side tone. It just it was great for digital modes and for sideband, all bands, as a little exciter, 5 watt or 7 watts. And anyhow, I ran across a guy that back east that came up with a companion board for it, a plus board, and it's got a separate codec for handling the audio all separately from the main board with the RF synthesizers and the rest. And yeah, big difference. It sounds like a real radio now. Got a side tone, I got a dedicated mic port, dedicated audio receive port. I can run the other port over to the digital modem, software-wise, and anyhow, well, I picked up another rig from a guy in Washoe City, and but I got a deal on it. It wasn't working quite right, and battled firmware uploads, and turned out that was it. So I got 2 functioning units. So I'm hoping to finish the week with more things fixed than broken. which is always a plus. All right, Mike, let me know what gold you found at the swap meet. W7MS, NU6F.
Okay, with a check on the steam pressure. Hello. Yeah, I cranked up the treble a little bit here on the EQ on the high end. I took a look at the processor, and boy, it was all maladjusted. I must have been playing with it sometime in the distant past. That must have been another age-related issue, but hopefully a little bit more presence in the audio. But I don't want to subject people to the usual audio on-air check and critique, because that just eats up too much time when I can put it on a dummy load and a receiver and play with myself, so to speak, but legally. W7MS in Reno. Good reception from all, and as Henry mentioned, a big improvement on the close talking, the D104. Much increased audio and much increased presence, which of course I was lacking, so I appreciate the comments from Dave, Vern, and Chuck. And Chuck, no reason to backpedal. Be brutally honest. I understand your carbony comment now. If I was extremely bassy, and maybe I still am, but we'll catch it on playback and do it here locally. But comments. Yeah, Loomis was well attended. Of course, due to immediate cancellation based on any Interstate 80 snow issues, but it was fine. A little storm we had Friday. Showed just a little wet pavement on the return trip due to snow melt, but really nothing on the highway over the top. But of course, you kind of hit the high beams and keep an eye out, because there's going to be that one icy bridge, but there's no issue at all. And well attended, I think from a boat anchor, from a big box standpoint, there wasn't a lot there, but some parts in the usual assortment of newer radios. And then the one seller who's looking really depressed because all he's got is old laptops and personal computer junk. And I did stop and gave him a polite hello and made short conversation, because I don't think he broke even that day. But as far as nabs go, and again, this is why do you need it, but why the price was right, especially based on Evil Bay prices, but came home with 3 BC611E walkie-talkies. I should say handy-talkies. They're not walkie-talkies. They're not a pack set. They're handy-talkies, but and all 3 are on 3885, which is great, and they're complete, with the exception, of course, the usual rotted rubber on the push-to-talk bar. But that's the one negative, and that was my talking point with the seller, who kept saying they were in good condition, and I would respond, they're only in fair condition. So we navigated several round trips, and then finally he respected my offer and then loaded me up with a bunch of other junk. So I am now enriched in handy talkies, but so that's good. That was fine. I couldn't pass that one up, and I'm not going to mention price, but it was extremely in my direction. Let me see. Yeah, projects here. Continuing on with the National 600. I've been in correspondence with owner number 2, and he's quite busy because he hadn't done anything with it. And so we've been exchanging quite a few text messages as he's been going through the power supplies, et cetera, et cetera. And his RF deck is more home-built via the national catalog than mine, so it doesn't really resemble the catalog version that I have. So I think I can say that I probably have the one and only National 600 that's in stock form and not free-form home builder style. So it is unique. And continuing on with that, added a little 5-puff doorknob cap so I can monitor my modulation efficiently. Since you're in the area of no knowledge, but I discovered quite rapidly that with push-pull output RF, you get a phase differential issue if you just try to drop a wire in there as a pickup for modulation monitoring. You got a phase issue. So we're on the 50 ohm side of reality here, and it works quite well. So that was my little project with that. So I've been having a lot of fun. Hello, Frank. Great to hear you. And again, hello, Dave, as joiner-uppers. And of course, I've been passing the word on face-to-face on John's passing. I didn't bother to mention it on the air, say on the AMI net, because most of the folks are post-John era and really would have no idea who I'm talking about. So I've just kept it close, but did bump into a few folks yesterday and passed the word on John's death. So that was it's nice to commensurate and discuss the great MIT. He was a great individual and sorely missed, but he has been a presence on amateur radio for quite some time now. But Vern, great on the school report. Good luck. Chokes, keep close talk, buddy. It works. And thank you much. Great reception. And Dave, great on the civilian stuff, because I'm on civilian stuff. And it's so is Henry. Fine on the KWS-1. I did mention the latest service bulletin, and Henry didn't get it, but maybe he gets it now. It's the unauthorized version, and that ties into the fact that I'm not going to give unsolicited advice. Looking forward to what the resolution is in the future, because we know you're not going to let go of that. You're a mad dog. You've got the KWS-1 coax in your teeth, and you're not going to let go until you get it functioning properly. Sarver DeVorn, K6VXY, W7MS.
Okay, I gave it a pause there, Mike. Okay, thank you on the report there. Yeah, I wanted to mention we got some rain. It stopped my work yesterday about 4 o'clock. It wasn't much. I'm sure it's less than 1/10 of an inch, so I'm curious if Dave over there in Livermore got any rain. I went to the DirecTV weather channel there, well, it's not their channel, but the DirecTV weather channel, and sure enough, there was this circular blob of rain that went right over us. I'd say it was probably going as far from where I am to Sonora and south to, I don't know if it went as far as Mariposa, but it was a circle, and sure enough, it was raining, and not real heavy, and there was nothing else in the sky except this little circle last night, around 4 till 8 o'clock, I guess. It was kind of moving slowly, and it was all green, no snow. So it's wet this morning out there. I can see our neighbor's driveway from through the window here on the outside of the shack, which is one of the bedrooms. And that was a paint job I really appreciated. We bought this house, it was fairly new, and they had gotten creative with the painting. So he painted this room, our son, and then the what we call the computer room. The computer room wasn't that bad. I forget what color it was, but this ham room was a pinky rose color. I didn't want that, and it's all kind of I guess it's a greenish gray or whatever it is. It's worked out pretty well. It actually comes fairly close to matching the Heathkit cabinet, where they used the light green color, but it's got gray in it too. So maybe it's close to Heathkit gray, whatever that color was. It's leading away. It's the light color on the Marauder is close to the same color. Yeah, and the dark green is the same as yeah. Oh, that you don't care about that. I'm just wondering. Okay, so good morning to all, and good morning to South Lake Tahoe. You're a little weaker than the others, and I wanted to say, Bill, signal is very strong. maybe I won't mess with my antenna at all, or if I do, it'll just a teeny bit, not too much, more than a few degrees. I'm just going to go for more height. That's something I always believe that no matter what altitude you're at, higher is better, on 80 meters especially. Okay, over to Chuck. And, oh yes, Mike, I meant to mention, yes, when you adjusted your processor, or whatever you're adjusting the treble, yeah, you can sound much brighter, clearer. And the bass was there, but not as dominant. So yeah, that's a good move. Not that it matters, I understood every word. I'm just talking hi-fi here. Which AM is compared to a lot of stuff that's been out there. I guess the FM would be better, but yeah, a lot of the guys that are using FM, like the 2-meter groups and up, they overmodulate. They almost swallow the mic, so they don't have what FM could produce. Others do. And I won't mention any names there. You never know who's listening. So, Chuck, over to you. K0DWC. Oh, by the way, we're planning next Sunday. I probably won't be here. Making a trip up to Paradise to look around for the possibility of moving to a flatter spot. And the realtors picked out some really nice tree spots too that have really big trees that are left, and they could work very well. We'll see. Over to K0DWC. This is K6 BXY.
Okay, Vern. K6VXY in the group K0DWC. All right. Well, thank you for the reports, fellas. I'm close talking it again. But maybe that's the problem. I just was too far away on the mic, I guess. We'll find out, I guess. But conditions seem pretty good here. Everybody looks good on the pan adapter, and even Bill's showing up on the pan adapter. You know, I mean, it's pretty good. Not having a problem at all hearing anybody. And thank you again for the audio reports. And Mike, congratulations on the acquisitions, the STR 536s. Congratulations on those. Those are really neat. I've got one here in one of the original stands that came, that they used, I guess, to either work on them or put them away or something. But I think it's a, what is that? That is an FT 20, oh, I can't read it. I don't have my glasses. But anyway, good deal on that, and mainly what I've been doing here lately, I've been doing some fence work and some gate work outside. I'm still not done. Still got to put up another cow panel, or, well, I shouldn't say put it up, but it's just up on a temporary basis right now. We had to do that to get the last storage container in, and I've got to put that back permanent now because there's going to be nothing else that's going to be in its way. So anyway, I'm still working on that. I'll probably be doing that here in a little while anyway. But just doing a lot of outside work, trying to get the jump on good weather and make the best of that while we have it. I think today, I don't know. I saw 64 degrees for a high today in Dayton Valley, so I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But I'll take it and not complain about it. I think it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow, so we'll take that for sure. But anyway, not much else going on here right now anyway. So I'll keep it going, and excuse me, I'll send it back up to the lake to Frank with that great sounding Viking 500. KB0W in the group, K0DWC. Go ahead and take her away, Frank.
Well, thank you very much, Chuck. Your signal came up quite a bit there, and thank you very much for the audio comments. Excuse me. Anyways, not much going on up here. Doing a lot of CW stuff during the week. And Ron, good to hear another CW operator on the military net here. Maybe sometime down the road we can have a CW queue. So I did about 11 of them, as I can count here from my paper log, on 40 and the 18-meter band, which I really like during the daytime. 40 is really great at night up here on the Drake TR4 CW, and it's a lot of fun talking with your fingers. I hope that never goes out of style. I'm sure after I'm long gone, they'll still be doing CW. Anyways, I'm going to make this my last transmission and get off to breakfast, and then I have my partner's has a friend coming up that I have to entertain at around 11 o'clock, so I have to get ready for that. Anyways, I want to say 73 to Ron, Mike, Vern, Chuck, Henry, Dave, and Bill this morning. And I'll try very much to get on the net next week. So 73 to everyone, and turn it over to you, Henry, with a really nice signal this morning. W7YBS, over to you. This is KB0W in South Lake Tahoe.
Okay, there it goes to Dave, W6MQI. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, Henry, WA7YBS, W6MQI. All right, well, 73 to Frank there, and I've been trying to get on CW on 40 meters lately during the day and such. I can't drum up anything. Absolutely nothing. I think the only person I worked was Tim in 6CC. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on over here. I'm in a RF vacuum or something. Or I'm just getting on at the wrong time. Well, yeah, not a whole lot going on here. I'm still working on my, man, what a project this thing has turned out to be. This PRC 174 clone that I'm working on. I'm getting close, getting real close. I just got to make a couple of little power supplies, supply power to the board, and I think I can fire this thing up and see if it even works. It'd be a bummer if it doesn't work. And the designer of the radio, what they call QRP Labs, CMX Plus designer, finally came out with an SSD firmware update. Before it was only CW. And now it's built in. Bio. Most people have positive results with it. Some people have been having a hard time getting the firmware up to date, but we shall see what happens. Other than that, not much going on, like I said. Vern, no rain. It was gloom and doom here yesterday, but no rain. And I had the daughter and boyfriend here. Came out from Indiana Tuesday and left Saturday morning, but I didn't really see a whole lot of them. They were off doing things. I just see them at night and just before bedtime, and that was it. Didn't get a whole lot of chance to talk to my daughter too much. Guess we'll be going out there in August or something. She moves from Bloomington up to Indianapolis. I'll see her then. Then we got a trip in May. We're going to be going to Virginia. Have a look-see around the property and such. I guess the daughter is probably going to end up, she wants to go to Washington, D.C. Her boyfriend, like I said, has working for several, not several, but he has worked for several congressmen and senators. He's got another job with another Indiana congressman for the summer, and he wants to stay in Washington D.C. So they're probably going to land there. We kind of want to be close by, so Virginia or North Carolina seems like a good option. But anyway, that's about it here. So who's next here? Bill. And I was actually hearing Bill this morning. N6BCT, W6MQI.
Yeah, W6MQI. Well, I know. It's nice to hear about John. Passing the microphone. He's passed. And working on his taxes. I don't know, really a problem because this guy is I come in there and oh bad boy, I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done, and made a lot of stuff, and they looked at a lot of personal games, and so I can't make the question. So I don't have to go here. I got some guys working on the problem. But I don't know if we're going to be able to fix it or not. But anyway, I got April 15th to worry about it anyway. So, here I go. And, we'll see. Nobody else can think like that's not because but anyway, I bet to make it go down through what is and fix the
Okay, Bill. N6BCT WA7YBS, Bill working on his taxes. All right. 73 to Frank. You had a good signal in here, Frank. 20 over S9. Good, fine. And, yeah, okay. There, I think I know what you're talking about, Mike. I read a very, very, very long dissertation. Well, it wasn't a dissertation. It was a written. Well, I don't know. It was written, and it was it concerned the 80-meter neutralization and really total redesign of how it's done, and that just doesn't cut it. I mean, the transmitter worked. It worked for years with no problem. So therefore, there's either a defective component or an aged component or something's changed, and you don't need to redesign it. You need to fix it. So that's what we're attempting to do. But I think I know who you're talking about and what you're talking about, because I did read it. Well, I attempted to read it. But at any rate, thanks on that. Let's see, I got to mention Cabela's because Ron is thinking about going to Cabela's, and that's May the 10th. May the 10th is the date for Cabela's, and of course it's listed wrong on the SNARS website. They have it on May the 20th, which is a Tuesday, but then if you read down a little bit further, they got the date right, May the 10th, which is a Saturday. So anyway, it's May the 10th. Unless they're going to hold it on Tuesday, maybe they are. You never know about SNARS. But the guy that does the website for SNARS is, well, let's say he's prone to errors. So anyway, May the 10th is the Cabela's date. Let's do the 73 round. And Frank has signed, so 73 to Frank. And everybody else, 73 round coming up. So over to Ron, NU6F, WA7YBS.
Okay, good deal. Let's see if I got it. Yeah. And, all right, gang. Wow, what a bummer with that noise next door. It is just horrendous. I'm guessing it's next door. I'll have to get out afterwards with the handheld and see. But it sounds just like a plasma TV, where it's shifting with the patterns on the raster scan on the TV. But it's 20 over wipes out everybody but Mike on the mag loop. On the long wire, apparently it's just far enough away that I'm not. I'm hearing the Nevada stations, but anyhow, there you go. It's the world of radio. And Frank already signed. Yeah, I was going to say, and Mike, you made the same mention about CW, and it is really, really tough this year. I can say especially this year, really tough finding anybody on CW. Yeah, conditions are fine. I look on 40 meters. There used to be 40 meters every morning before 9:30. I would have QSOs with 3 or 4 guys. Non-existent anymore. No, just not there. There's the one net at 7034, and I think that starts at 8 or 8:30. Anyhow, that's about it for CW activity. I end up having to go up higher. Usually in the mornings or early afternoon. Yeah, I have to go on up to 17 meters, 12 meters, 10 meters, and I'll get a couple of CW QSOs in there. Almost more luck with DX. In Europe, there still appears to be more CW activity than here. So, yeah, that's the name of the game. The bug net is every Saturday morning. So Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. I'm on that, and most of the activity is east of the Mississippi. Not much on this. Not much out west. I'm about the only one in the western states that's on the net. So yeah, sadly, a dying art. And Mike, good deal on your the BC 611s, and so you didn't come out totally empty-handed. I'll have to ask your eyeball on the NC 600 work. I didn't realize that you were in contact with a previous owner, and yeah, that. So if you've had any any more history on that thing, Vern. Okay, on that green blob that was following you overhead, and then you were able to get some of that green blob paint and put it on the put it on that Marauder. Make it original Heathkit green blob. And yeah, see what else was there with Vern. The VTVM issue, squirrels. Like I say, thank the squirrels. They help you move the antenna. Chuck. Yeah, mend the fences and the gates. Now, is that anywhere in the area of the new container? And are you going to have to move the fence to make room for the next container that comes? So think about that. And Dave, yeah, you got a lot of stuff going there. Full plate. Okay, on the girlfriend or girl and or your daughter and boyfriend coming on out, and yeah, boy, can you imagine that when someone, if you had told us, you know, guys, I'm thinking about settling closer to Washington D.C. Boy, I think we'd all be rapid dialing 911 right away, saying, man, there's something wrong with Dave. He wants to go there. But okay, on Virginia, yeah, well, I was in the Navy. I spent a fair amount of time out there, so I'm kind of familiar with the area. And yeah, a lot of good areas, but I still didn't like the climate that much. It's at least along the coast. Maybe inland, it's a little different. Never did find out. And okay, on the firmware update from the QRP Labs rig. Yeah, most of these rigs nowadays, and well, that I'm working with, it's Yeah, it's one of those difficult situations. Okay, to upload the firmware, hold this button, hold that button down. Download this for your bootloader first, and then go ahead and try that. If that doesn't work, maybe it's an issue with the bootloader, so try another one like this one, and instead hold the power band up and down button at the same time. And yeah, anyhow, I was glad on the little Hermes that it was just the gateware, quote unquote, for the companion board, and so I'm really quite content with those two little rigs. And putting together the station for 630 meters on floors, working on another 200 watt amp, and making a smaller package that I can bring with me. I'm waiting for a power supply from eBay and crossing my fingers that this particular mean well is going to be a quiet 28 volt supply that's light enough for me to bring along for things. But yeah, my buddy Jerome and his wife were brainstorming on setting up the 630 meter operations there. All right, guys, with that, I will listen out and pass it over to Mike, W7MS and U6F.
Well, my gosh, everybody is so busy, NU6F, W7MS. And Henry, you get it. You got it. It's, yeah, it's the same one I mentioned last week. So we're on the same page there as far as the KWS1. And Vern's thinking of, God, Vern and his wife are just, I mean, when it comes to moving, they're a tough couple, but interesting that you're looking for some down the hill property, but looking forward to hearing continued updates on that, and of course flat and trees, and maybe a better opportunity for squirrel control in your future. So good luck on the real estate search. Chuck's busy. I understand it's that time of year where it's comfortable outside, cool enough that you can work up a sweat and still feel well with yourself, as opposed to, say, the months of July and August. So it's got a few months of labor-intensive activity that's not distressing to the body, so that's good news. 7-3s to Frank, end of ski season, but are approaching more settled weather conditions for flying in the Cessna. So congratulations to he, if he's still listening. Interesting updates, Dave, on the family. And you'd mentioned previously the boyfriend's political career, and he's busy networking and making connections and forming relationships. So looking forward to his debut on C-SPAN. It sounds like it's definitely in the works here, and fine on the fact that they're busy in their social life and too busy for mom and dad. But that kind of goes with maturity and independence. But you'll have opportunities, and no comments on moving to Virginia or the D.C. area. But I've only been a tourist, as opposed to Ron, who spent real time there on the coast. Under lock and key there in the Navy, but it's always good. And maybe an update that'd be interesting. I've been following your correspondence on the mrcg.io group concerning folks attempting to find a frequency and get something going in Southern California. It was also kind of rewarding to see that the comments that they when propagation is well enough to hear us in SoCal, that there's some folks listening to this net, and so that was gratifying. But unfortunately, just it's a shot in the dark where propagation is going to cooperate that far south this time of day, and depending on time and place and year. But good luck on that, and it looks like it's going to be finding the right spot, and finding the sweet spot might be a little tough, but it did enjoy the rounds of correspondence on that issue. And so with that, I'm going to say 7.3s. Yeah, Ron, update. It's not the previous owner of the 600. It's the one and only second owner of the National 600 transmitter, and that's a gentleman in Arkansas who retired from Texas. I don't know if he wants his name mentioned on the air. It's not a big secret, but I have not, checked into any confidentiality agreements. So we'll just maybe I'll bring that up with him if if I can talk free form on that individual, because it is it's more secret than Aspire Radio sometimes with this stuff, but we'll find out. But Vern, over to you, and a good morning to you, and great to hear you this morning. K6VXY W7MS.
Thanks, Mike. W7MS, K6VXY. Now look at this mic here a second. This is a base cut switch. So if I use it this way, this is using the, let me see, I think it's the base is cut. Throw it back on, the bass is there. I have a little more of a bassy voice anyhow. I've just left it this way with the full range of frequency response available from the SM30. She's gotten good reports on. It'd be interesting to try that Murano. I got a Shure microphone I got with it. I got a plug from Dave. Thank you again. And I'm hoping that's the problem. But I'm going to go through and check everything out on it. And I got plenty of replacement tubes here of the ones I suspect that were a little weaker, or I think there was one sub in there. CB6 was a 6W something, whatever, but it's a fully legit replacement, so a little more powerful as far as gain and what it would do for a signal. And I'm planning on, if this works out, if it works out, to have the Murano run about 10 to 12 watts like I used to do with my DX60, and drive the SB200 with it. And this should have a nice AM sound to it, regardless of whether the plate modulated or not. The SB200 is the final stage, and that is, let me think. Oh yeah, that's plate modulated. Yeah, it's not control carrier there, it's full plate modulated. Who knows, you put all this stuff in line and they all affect each other. Microphone, voice, preamp, processor. So 73s to all, and 73s to Ron, thanks for the comments down the good squirrels, and Mike, and also to Chuck, 73s to Henry, of course, and 73s to Frank, still listening, to Dave, 73s again. Yeah, I've got you mentioned Virginia. I get pressure from the family. Most of the surviving family, which is the next generation, well, partially, is in the Virginia area or close by. That would be a spot to settle if we decide we're going to go that way. I had spent, how many years was I in Norfolk? A long time, let's see, 63. 63, I'm trying to think. Oh, October. Is there anything objectionable about the audio? I'd appreciate it. And, yeah, it sounds good. Any kind of noise reception, give us a feel. I was in Virginia, I was on TV. I have a lot of noise in my city lot here. It's in Norfolk, and then part of the time the place called Newport News. 2. Frank's on. See, I'll be turning it over to Chuck again. And you sound good. I think getting close to the mic, you get brighter sounding. It really works for you. This is close to the mic for me, but I think it's over-modulating. 73 is all. This is K6 VXY2, K0DWC.
Okay, Vern. K6VXY, K0DWC. Well, you know, everybody is still doing really well on the pan adapter. Even Bill. I mean, Bill's is showing up really well on the pan adapter this morning. And everybody's good. Everybody. So excellent conditions here, for sure. But anyway, I messed up. I wanted to say good morning to Dave and to Bill. I forgot about doing that. My apologies, gentlemen. But I did want to say good morning to you both. And Ron, that container right now is sitting right next to the 12-foot ranch gate. So if any more containers come in, which I doubt, but they'll go on the other side of the 12-foot gate. I got 2 12-foot gates, one out front and one on the side. And I only have like 1/3 of the property fenced. So the rest of it is open, for right now anyway. But anyway, good net all the way around. And appreciate you guys. And thanks everybody for being there. And I'll be your net control again next week. And then the next week, Carl will kick back in a couple of weeks. So anyway, 7-3s to everybody. Henry, I'll give you a buzz later on this afternoon, about midway through the noon time frame there. So I'll talk to you then. So I'll say again 7-3s, and we will see Frank's signed, and we'll send it over to Dave. Dave, you're sounding good. You're looking good on the pan adapter as well. So W6MQI in the group, K0DWC, 7-3s, guys, from Dayton Valley.
K0DWC, W6MQI. Alrighty, check. 73 to you. And, yeah, Mike, I think that thing's going to be a buck. I think at 8:30 I'll go up to 7290 and make a call or so. And if I don't hear anything, I'll throw the switch. And, yeah, CW, I don't know what's going on. Why it's so hard to drum up a QSO anymore. Maybe those old guys are... I don't know what's going on, but I've made endless CQs, 40, 30. I even tried 60 meters. Several years ago, there was quite a few. Nothing. Absolutely. I don't even hear any sideband stuff on there anymore. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Ron, I was going to ask you, email you, if there is on that, what is it, 6010 jack on the PRC 174, is there a voltage that gets keyed when you hit the pin and push the talk? Like 2 volts, 5 volts, that comes out of that jack that I could operate a relay to turn an amplifier on? Trying to figure that out. I thought maybe I'd ask you. But anyway, I think that's all I want to say. Oh yeah, everybody. And oh yeah, Virginia. I have no desire to be around Washington D.C. or any of those big cities. We're kind of looking more towards the mountains, smaller towns. So part of North Carolina too. I've been to North Carolina. I didn't spend as much time as you guys there did, but that's kind of where we're looking. I want to stay out of the big cities. So 73, everybody. And I guess it's over to Bill, N6BCT, W6MQI.
Give you a quick MQI on 6, about 5 to 20 days for having it. And when we transport requirements to get an extra class from getting 20 a minute, I did that test just before I changed it, and that's how I got my CW. But I've been on CW for a long time, so I was thinking about getting back on CW, so I need to get a practice program to be able to bring my speed back up, and to get a different contact anyway, so that's what's going on. Last time I used it was CW when I was a technician class, and I could put on some, I forget what it was, I think it was 10 meters, but I'm not sure. But I got that from my family in Purdue University when I was not my grandma, but my cousin's group,
Okay, Bill, N6BCT, WA7YBS. Very good. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and close the net. Thanks, everybody, for your participation. It's appreciated. As Chuck mentioned, he'll be net control next week. Hope to hear everybody on at that time. And with that, we'll go ahead and close the net. 73 all around, WA7YBS, closing the Vintage Military Radio Net and signing off. 73.
Closer to them and the grandkids, the rest of the family. Good deal. That's a good position that you put yourself in. It sounds like, Dan.